Hi, I'm Jeff Corey from the Legacy Foundation here at Shell Point, joined today by Christy Skinner, our Senior Director of Healthcare. Christy, thanks for being here. We're going to spend just a few moments talking about our 4th annual Medical Breakthrough and Discovery Series that we just completed. It was really an awesome program this year. And so we just want to do a little recap, let our residents know, those that were there, refresh their memory, those that weren't, what they missed out on. So our first program was Dr. Shane Shapiro from the Mayo Clinic discussing regenerative medicine. And we joked before that program, said we didn't really understand what regenerative medicine is, but you learned something. You're quite studious, but it was a great program, very informative.
It was. I thought that Dr. Shapiro was very well spoken, and he informed the residents of what we didn't know too. So what I gathered from that is that regenerative medicine is an up-and-coming field, and some areas are more developed than others. So he focused on the orthopedic benefits of regenerative medicine and cell growth and regrowth, and how it can really help get residents the function back that they need, especially in some joints. So I think that the residents had a lot of good questions for him on what's out there for resources and what's in practice now. So I felt like that was a good way for them to go back to their orthopedic doctors and their physicians and talk to them about what's out there for support for regenerative medicine.
That really was a great program, Christy. Our second program, again, a topic that our residents really, love to learn about, sadly, is Alzheimer's. We had Dr. Amanda Smith from the University of South Florida come talk about the latest preventative techniques to prolong Alzheimer's, keep your brain sharp. And again, that was really a terrific program.
I thought so as well. I thought that she was very well spoken. I thought that she gave us some information that we hadn't heard before, because what we typically find is that we hear a lot of the same information when it comes to Alzheimer's research, especially in the path of prevention. What I like to hear is a lot of the messages that she said were around a lot of the initiatives that we're doing here at Shell Point. Lifestyle, healthy living, some of the things that we're trying to implement this year. But she also talked about some research around tau and some of the plaques and some of the things that they're finding that are really breakthrough, that gave a lot of our residents some hope about the future of research and development. So I look forward to her continuing to funnel us new information, and for us to just keep doing what we're doing, is focusing on the lifestyle and the things that we can control here on campus.
Right. No, that's terrific. Our third speaker was Dr. Clapper, Michael Clapper, internationally renowned expert on plant-based diets. And I know we took some flack because we had cookies at the program that day, but tell us a little bit about what Dr. Clapper talked about. I know this seems to be running through all of our programming: diet, exercise, healthy living, social activity, all those things that we have here at Shell Point that are so important.
So Dr. Clapper was an interesting guest to have. He was very excited and supportive of his initiative on the plant-based diet, and I do have to say it's one of those diets that's been very long-standing and very well received from residents and from society in general. So he spoke about the fact that the plant-based diet is one of those natural diets that does really well for controlling chronic diseases. He gave a lot of information. He gave some information that residents immediately went and applied to their diet and their lifestyles. But I would say to anybody that when you're doing any type of diet, whether it be plant-based diet to control a chronic disease or any of the other trendy diet lifestyle accommodations that are out there, you always come back to your physician or your practitioner to make sure that it doesn't cross over with anything that you've got from an illness that might be non-conducive to that illness or a contradiction to a medication that you're taking. So I think Michael Clapper gave us a lot of good information to go back and talk to our practitioner about and discover more about before you jump on a diet that's very opposite of what you're doing now.
Awesome. Our last program was Dr. Melissa Wood from Mass General Hospital, a cardiologist. She talked about heart disease, and she talked about ways to prevent heart disease. So can you tell us a little bit about what you learned that evening?
Yeah, she was probably the most relatable speaker. I thought that she was very friendly, very engaging. The residents really gave me a lot of positive feedback on Dr. Wood. Her focus was making it your healthiest year yet, and once again, it aligned very well with all the initiatives in healthcare, which made me feel really good said that what we're doing for you at Shell Point is exactly what you resourced out for us. I'm just so thankful to the Legacy for bringing these great speakers year and year again. You find us individuals that I'm so impressed by, but Dr. Wood was focusing on the 80-20 balance. So she really said, be really strict on a heart-healthy diet 80% of your time. And it's not just a heart-healthy diet, but it's a heart-healthy lifestyle. You need to keep your body moving. You need to focus on stress relief. You need to focus on a healthy diet. But 20% of the time, it's okay to deviate a little bit from that diet. So I liked her approach. I liked all of the research that's out there for cardiac disease, the trends that have gone down since the 1980s when statins came out. She gave us a lot of great information once again. And she is herself a very well-informed cardiologist with a lot of great information and research under her belt. So she was a great guest to round out the series, and we're very appreciative that you brought us those type of individuals this year.
Yeah, I mean, we had to cut off the questions. I mean, they kept going and going. One of the things when I talk to these speakers coming for our Medical Breakthroughs program is I always say, we've got a really smart group of people here at Shell Point. So don't bring your basic material, and they don't. I mean, they come and they bring stuff that, Dr. Wood had just come from a major conference and was bringing some of the things that she learned even, a week or two beforehand with some of the research going on. So we do have a great family here, and I like the fact that when we bring in people that these are things that you and your team are already integrating into the lifestyle and life care here at Shell Point.
Yeah, we're very blessed to have very involved residents, very well-informed residents on the cutting edge of information, and we want everybody to know that we hear you and we receive your suggestions and we incorporate them into what we're doing. We certainly don't make decisions based on what we feel alone is in the best interest of what you want. We want what you want in your best interest. So we'll continue to go forward with healthy initiatives. We know that we're going to continue to make things bigger and better and hopefully incorporate more initiatives into what you bring us next year as well. So it's exciting. We're in an exciting time in the industry, and we know that we have to keep up with what you want.
Well, it's really a team effort here. And I just want to give you a sneak preview for next year. It will be our 5th annual Medical Breakthrough and Discovery Program. We have already secured Dr. Gary Small from the UCLA Longevity Center is going to come talk about the latest research in Alzheimer's again. But he's probably in the top, I'd say, 3 to 5 people in the country over the last 20 to 30 years, a prolific author in Alzheimer's and dementia research. So he's going to be fantastic. We have somebody coming from Mayo, as well as somebody from Bascom Palmer going to be talking about eye health. So it's just really neat to see the speakers that want to come to Shell Point and to contribute to being part of the life here at Shell Point. So thank you for all you do in our healthcare program here, the leadership you provide. Thank you for being part of Medical Breakthroughs. And again, Shell Point residents, we're really excited for next season. If you have any ideas or suggestions for programming for Medical Breakthroughs and Discoveries, we'd love to hear from you. So please jot me a note or stop by the Legacy office, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks again.